Hey everybody, it's James.
And Stephanie.
And we are back in Elkhart, Indiana at Utility Body Works because today is Auto Leveler Install Day.
Yes, and I am so excited for this because I am not going to have to drive around parking lots anymore looking for the most level spot or campgrounds.
Who does that?
Yeah, who does that? Who does that?
Anyway, this is where, if you've seen our other videos, we got VB air suspension installed a few months ago. We've been loving that.
Yes.
And we've been looking for the right leveling jacks to install on number one, and I think we found them with this.
Yep.
So we're going to be the very first North American install
On a Transit, right? Or on any kind. Ooh, yes.
any kind of HPC levelers. And if y'all remember Scott, he's inside, and there's a whole contingent of folks from Europe that are inside waiting to get started on installing these jacks. So what do you say? Let's get going?
Let's go get this done.
All right, I can't wait. Okay, so here we are with the crew that's going to make this happen. We've got first Scott from Utility Body Works, who y'all remember from our VB install. And we've got guests from the Netherlands. We've got Tiki and Peter. And today is actually King's Day in the Netherlands, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you're spending it here with us.
Yeah, I do that. It's very nice to do here and install together with fitting this system, light system on this car from you.
Excellent. So he's mentioned light, and we'll get to that. But what I'm most excited about with HPC are the jacks. They're telescoping jacks. So that means in order to get 12 inches of lift, I don't have to have 12 inches of clear space above the jack either. And we're riding pretty low to the ground, just 7 inches or so. So that's kind of important. What else, Tiki, is unique about the HPC system?
Well, a couple of different things. The telescoping jacks that you just mentioned are mostly aluminum, so they're going to cut down on your weight distribution. Okay. We have a specially designed foot pad that, if we take a look at it over here, compensates. It's also rubber coated, okay, which is different than the competitors, and it has this design in here that makes it fit on uneven surfaces.
Nice.
So this is a special design from HPC, and also they come in different sizes. So there's a bigger size and a smaller size to make it fit underneath your vehicle. The mounting brackets have different locations that you can mount them on, so you can have different heights.
Okay.
So it's all designed into the system. Of course, comes with a leveling touchpad, which is unique also in this industry. And everything you see here, including the oil, is included in the kit.
Yeah.
Right.
And also the VB connection. We have the HPC have the connection with VB.
Right, so what he's referring to there, we have VB air suspension, which we got installed here last time, and the levelers will work in tandem with the VB. Basically, they'll let the air out of the system so that we start leveling from as close to the ground as possible, and they'll be integrated when we pull up the jacks. VB will start airing up, all that sort of thing. So that's very important.
That's correct.
And so, Scott, throwing it to you now, is there any difficulties or anything that you're anticipating in this install?
After kind of taking a look at the unit, familiarizing myself with the kit, I'm not seeing a lot of issues. Again, along with VB, an extremely highly engineered kit. I mean, everything you need for the install is right here. We don't need to try to search around for other parts or try to make stuff work. Everything's made to work, so should be able to just throw it right on there and get ready to go.
Yeah,
A half hour maybe?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, so I don't want to be in your way. We've got lots of support for the install, so hopefully if we do run into any problems, we can figure it out. Yeah. And I think what we're going to do now is we're just going to back away and let you guys get to it.
Yeah.
It's my turn to shine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Restarting.
Okay, we're back. It's day 2, morning of. We worked all day yesterday and a little bit this morning wrapping up, and we're done. The HPC levelers are installed. So Scott, did you run into any problems in the install?
You know, really, we didn't really face anything that we weren't expecting. You know, there's always cuts and nicks, but if you're not bleeding, it's not a project.
There you go. See? I love it.
And then as far as the install, it really seemed really simple. I mean, everything had a particular place, nothing too complicated, wired up super easy.
Cool. And what about the integration with VB? Did that work out okay?
One single plug, that's all. It just plugs right in, everything works. The air suspension just completely dumps when you get ready to lift it, and it is good to go.
Awesome. Okay, Peter, can you walk us through the components, like as an end user? Now, I pretend I didn't watch the install.
Yeah, I can explain it to you, no problem. We're starting with the panel.
Okay.
What you see is the pump and the panel. We're going to the possibilities what we can do. That is 6 levels.
Okay.
There's one is water pass level. One touch, any going water push.
Okay, so that water purge. So this has a setting where it will just raise up this side of the coach because our dump valves are on that side of the coach, and that will help flush the water out of the system. And we can use the jacks to help with that.
You can also establish. That means the jacks going only down,
Okay.
and that's the most stable situation for the car.
Okay, so stabilization, the jacks come down to where they just touch, but the wheels are still in contact with the ground, yes?
Yeah, really.
Right, so you won't get so much rocking and rolling in the coach,
Yeah.
but we're not actually leveling at that point, just stabilizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can automatic retract, or you can to the manual.
Okay.
And when I touch the manual, you see also the car.
Right.
And there the green points is the jacks. And when you touch left, right, front or back, then you can, I push now the back side.
Okay.
And we touch the extend.
And there we go, we're dumping the air. That's the VB air suspension. We're letting the air out. And you can see, if you look at this wheel, we're actually lowering the back end of the vehicle. It's getting a little bit closer to the ground. Ooh. There we go.
Yeah, we was waiting on the VB.
Waiting on the air, yeah.
And then you see it, the jacks going down.
In the back, should be going down.
And you see also the pivot foot.
Yeah.
You can maximum 7 degrees.
Okay.
We go in retract. And you fix the foot now again.
All right.
Oh.
And now the VB air suspension is airing back up since we're all retracted.
We're going back.
And do the jacks always move in pairs?
Yeah, every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I guess that could be dangerous. If
That
you're
is
lifting the whole
important for the
vehicle.
chassis, everything.
Yeah.
That you becomes not problems with the chassis, the torsion.
Okay.
Torsion.
Can I show them the app?
Yeah.
Okay. So we also have the same control panel. So this can be mounted anywhere, right? There's a rather long cable.
Yeah, we have now the panel here. Also, normally you do them inside of which place
Right.
is possible.
And I asked them to leave it there on purpose because I'll probably build something up inside to mount it in a nice way.
Yep.
Or, depending on how much I like using the app, which we've got here. See, we have an app. And then pretty much all the functions that I can do there, I found I can do on here.
Yep.
So if I wanted to just retract and get ready to go again, I just,
Yeah, touch.
there we go. So to make sure you don't drive away with the jacks down, there is a little light. It's right here, and when I do this, it should light up.
Yeah. So
There we
now you can see it.
Yeah, there we go. There's the light.
There's a light, and that means the jack is
Are
down.
down. So don't drive off with the light on.
Yeah, the second, you have also the handbrake. The safety is the handbrake.
Right.
When you
So-
have the level in the level position, no problem. You start the car, you let the handbrake down, and he retracts automatic the system. That is the safety, and he controlled every jack 4 times.
Okay. Cool. All right, well, I guess I can stop this now because we
Yeah.
don't want to level, we want to get going. A lot of people have been asking when we were going to do levelers, and now we have. So the only thing we have left to do is to go camping and try these out. So, Steph, put down the camera. Let's go camping. We'll see you
And
later.
tested the system.
That's right. Bye now. Okay, we're back home, and we've got about, I don't know, 2,000 miles and maybe a month on these leveling jacks. And so, a few observations. And the first is, I freaking love it. So, all you people still out there messing around with blocks, suckers! This is so awesome. So, a lot of benefits to the jacks. Number one, I don't have to pick up muddy blocks out of the ground and then try to store them in my RV. That's awesome. Also awesome is the bathroom door not slamming open or closed on me. That's the refrigerator door, doesn't slam open or close. Eggs don't roll off the counter. There's a lot of benefits to being level and also stable. Like we could totally be getting, you know that saying, if this van's rocking, don't, well, our van's not gonna rock, ever. You'll never know. Anyway, so yes, absolutely love the levelers, and I doubt we will ever have another RV without them. Okay, now the second thing I want to point out is to address sort of the elephant under the van, and that's the ground clearance picture. Now, obviously, when you're hanging something like this under your van, it's something you're going to have to be worried about. But I actually measured, and to the bottoms of these jack pads, and the same with the ones in the front, it was about 6.5 inches to both of them. And from the ground to the lowest point of the pre-existing Ford Transit suspension was about 5 3/4 inches. So in an absolute sense, I haven't changed the ground clearance picture that much. Now, I also measured like the approach and departure angles with a piece of wood and a tilt box, and I have an approach angle of about 18 degrees and a departure angle of about 12. And in both of those cases, the levelers were not what I hit with the board first. So there's still other bits of the van that are going to make contact on approach or departure before the levelers. But having said all that, obviously, this puts low points in new places. And so you do need to be mindful about that. So like backing over a curb or nosing over a curb, I have to pay a little bit more attention to that now than I did before having them. I haven't hit them yet, and I've nosed over plenty of curbs, but it is something to be mindful of that you're going to clear. And you know, really, if you're the kind of RVer that is contemplating like lift kits or something like that for your RV, you're probably not also considering levelers because they work against each other. The lift kit's going to raise you up. And if your leveler only has 12 inches of stroke and you've raised it up 4 inches, then now you only have 8 inches of stroke, unless you get longer levelers, which brings you closer to the ground. And then you need more lift kit. And it does, unless, oddly enough, you have air suspension like we do, and then you can air down, which is why that this system airs down before leveling. So anyway, that's kind of the ground clearance and approach and departure discussion. Okay, the third thing I want to talk about are these pads, and we did ultimately wind up, you heard him mention Tiki in the original video, that there are different sizes of pads, and we wound up putting the smaller size on the front here only, and this is one of the older ones from the larger one. So we put the smaller one on the front. We cleared the tire, like turning the tire, we cleared it perfectly well, being where it is, but we just wanted some extra clearance, and so that's why we went with the smaller ones up front. But one thing I love about these pads is they're rubber coated. A lot of people, if you have metal jacks, you know, a lot of people will put down rubber pads to keep the metal jacks from like crunching in and cracking concrete or something like that. And with these rubber coated pads, I don't feel the need to carry separate hose pads or anything like that to put down underneath my jacks because we're on rubber. And the last thing to point out is you heard me mention about the control panel that's in the cabinet there, that I might mount it someplace in the van. No, not going to do that. I have been using the app that works with HPC, their own app, exclusively to level, and I like it, and I don't feel the need to like tear things up and run more wires and mount a panel somewhere inside the van. Nice to know that I could if I want to, but I can do literally everything with the app. So we're going with just the app, and we're going to leave the panel where it is as a backup. So that's going to do it. That's our install and initial review of the HPC levelers. We're loving being on the level. And if you have any questions, there will be a post on thefitrv.com that goes along with this video. You can ask them there. I'll try to get answers or respond to you. And that's pretty much going to do it. This is James from the Fit RV. See you later. Bye.